My name's Dave Ramrekha, I'm MD of Via Creative, and this is my big interview. We're a branding, design, web and digital agency. Been established since 2003, so it makes us one of the oldest agencies in Middlesbrough. Specialise in, like I said, branding, graphic design, web and digital, predominantly bespoke websites as well. So core skill sets would be graphic design, branding, logo design, and web design and development. I think there's what I love right now is that there's a buzz developing, which is great. Been established as long as we've seen a lot of false dawns with the digital creative tech sector. You know, people have come and gone, said it's going to champion the region, drive Teesside's economy, and we've always been a bit sceptical, you know, because agencies come and go, you know, companies that agencies service come and go, but there does seem to be a real good buzz developing now. In terms of, you know, we're working currently Studio 109, where we're based. There's a range of digital companies in there. So what we've started, it's a bit like what's been happening in Boho. You know, a lot of these companies start working together. We've sort of got that community that's going at the moment at Studio 109. So we've got videographers, photographers, app developers, software developers. Now what's happening and what we're finding is, because you see these guys and you go and have a coffee with them, you know, or a chat with them when you pass in, and you get talking to them about work. So what's happening now is we're starting to push work between us all, which is great. You know, some of these guys are only sole traders, you know, but we've got client base, and what's happening now is we're referring these guys to some of our clients as well, which is great because they're then getting you know, some input in working on bigger projects as well, which is good, you know. But the likes of Hugh 21 is a really, you know, really good sort of startup videographer. Daniel Kitchen Photography is another one. Great little app development company called Life Ninja, and Logic Flow Digital. They're all based at Studio 109, and definitely good things are planned for these guys. So, what I'd like to see, I think, is maybe some more funding allocated to the region for companies to use and utilise these digital and tech and creative businesses, because it's all well and good having a, you know, fantastic thriving digital tech sector, but, you know, Teesside needs stimulating in terms of the companies that are going to be tapping into this resource. There needs to be, you know, there's a million and one companies in Teesside that have brilliant ideas, they just don't have the money to get it off the ground. Most famous person I've met is Prince Andrew, who's been in the news a lot for all the wrong reasons recently. But yeah, I got invited to a business owner's lunch, and so you sat having lunch with Prince Andrew and his, you know, his gun holstered SAS bodyguards, which was interesting to say the least. I've never been a massive gig goer, but I'm a big Blondie fan, so when Blondie was on at the O2, we went there. That was just after the Manchester bombings, so that was a bit surreal, and she paid a lot of tribute to what had gone on. So that was a bit surreal, but yeah, Blondie at the O2. More recently, I really enjoyed Peter Hook and the Light at the Town Hall, the converted Town Hall, which is a brilliant venue, absolutely brilliant. I play English billiards, and you're all looking at me like, what the hell is that? It's basically, you've heard of snooker. Yeah. Played on a 12-foot table, but with 3 balls, and it's one of the oldest sports ever. And I play to a decent level, amateur level, local leagues, local club leagues, but and I do compete in some UK like world events. So it's probably the only sport where you get to play. You could play the top 5 ranked players in the world, and the 3 of the 4 semi-finalists at the recent World Championships in Australia were from Middlesbrough. and not a lot of people know or realise that. Best sporting achievement would be getting to the last 16 of the Jim Williamson Open, which was held in Leeds at the Northern Snooker Centre in August, I believe. But again, you know, you're playing on one table, and then the world number one is playing on the table next to you, you know, and it's a fascinating sport, but it's also a very skillful sport, you know. But to get into the last 16 of that, I was very, very chuffed. I haven't been to many networking events, I'll be honest, and I know it's a cliche, but you know, you're too focused on your business, you need to get out of it, you know. But I did used to enjoy Refresh Teesside, and I understand it's back on the scene, so I think Refresh is definitely on my agenda.